Hey, welcome to tonight's hangout. Nobody's here. These hangouts will be going from, I figure I can do them from 6 to 7, depending on how many people show up, and from 9 until whenever. I mean, let me post a link in the forum. Now, these hangouts are not the only thing I'm going to be doing, but they're just something that, we're giving a try to see if people like them. So far, we've had, I think 4 is the most in the hangout. So now let's see where we are here. There we go. And come on, open. And we're going to turn off the lower third and close out the toolbox. Turn on the chat. There you go. We got 1 viewer open. You're more than welcome to come in and turn on your webcam. What I'm doing tonight is I'm working on the airplane. Got a few little mistakes. The flap that I told you that was going to be an issue ended up being an issue. I just happened to dig through the my stuff and found this. It's a tape dispenser, and Chris Red was telling me yesterday if I figured it out to tell him, well, I figured it out. I'm not going to do it today, but I'm going to marry this to this so that my tape dispenser will sit on the table. I think I can do that without a big deal. So we're not going to do that now. So when you come in, let me post this here. Control V, enter, and you join. Say something. Okay, 6:07. We're running up and live. Get a soda here. Put on a hat so you don't see my bald head. I thought of something good to do with these live streams. I'm going to edit them up, and we're going to make the best of live movie at the end of every month. So was going to take the striking brushes to touch these letters up, but I think I'll wait. Yesterday, if you followed the stream, I said there was going to be a problem with the flap. Sure enough, I got to repaint this whole flap. It's, the tape pulled off the silk band. I guess I didn't have enough thinner in it, or it could be that Rodak primer that I used. Because anywhere I'm using that primer, I've noticed a couple of lifting issues. But whatever. I think the 9 o'clock show is going to be more valid than the 6 o'clock. So, the bottom gets painted red here. So I want to make sure that this is spaced up even. We'll go ahead and put this on so damn, that stencil took a wrinkle. I just can't win with this model. In order to fix it, I guess the thing to do would be to cut that there. So we'll do that. Nope, that ain't gonna do it. It's gonna wrinkle up again. So we'll cut it right at the corner. That'll be fine. So, 1 person watching. If you come in on Google, you can join the chat. Or not, whatever. So, I want to do this quick. I don't want to make an all-day project out of this stupid USA. Six o'clock show will run for an hour. 9 o'clock show will run till whenever I'm done. So that'll work. So with the black, my hairbrush is spraying goofy for some reason. Yeah, I was a little upset that paint pulled out the flap, but I knew it was going to last night. I even tried to get it off with a heat gun and have it not do that. No good. Type something in there. Watch the chat. Type here, TYPE here. Control V, join the chat there with that. It, I get my other eyes on and make sure they got it covered. I think so. The only bad thing about wearing these 10 power magnifiers, you never can get it to look perfect under this, but when you take them off, it looks all right because you can't see it. Yeah, that looks good. I have 2 viewers. If we're gonna have anybody come in to chat free now, come on in the link, turn on your webcam, talk to me. I always remove the stencil fairly quickly. And the reason for that is if you let it dry, sometimes the paint gets softened up around it. And when you lift the stencil off, it lifts the substrate off too, because it softened it up underneath. That's just a tip. But you have to be ever so careful not to let it flip off into the wet paint, because that is wet. This here is a little more tricky to get that one off. It lifted a little bit there. Yeah, I use that Rodak sealer on this, and I won't be doing that again. Seems to have some adhesion problems. It should be all right. I mean, we'll get by with it. There. Do the other one on the other side. Flip it over and paint the red on the bottom. That'll probably do it. I gotta figure out what I want to do with this flap here. As I told you guys last night, I could see, and you can see it right here, where the stencil has pulled the silk band loose from the substrate. Why it did that? I guess the best thing to do would be sand it right back down to bare wood and start bringing it up again all the way. So if you look here, I got that Rodak primer on this here. I won't be using that again. I thought it worked pretty good, but I guess it didn't. I don't know. I guess I could just try to save that. Just so much work to do to repaint the whole thing. Where it was lifting up, so it's not going to come up in this spot again. Yeah, I think I'll try to repair it, and if it doesn't repair, then repaint the whole thing. I already have the orange in the gun, so it won't shoot it. So you wonder how I'm going to take that up. So I can paint it. Well, I'll show you. Man, bummer. I knew I was going to do it last night, though. I just knew it. More chicken. I had made another set of them checkerboards the way that they were sent to me, and they were sent to me actually unusable. I don't know how Chris made them useful, but so I put them in a bounding box so that I could use them. So what we're going to do here is these out. And set it down on top of it. I'm gonna cheat. Cheat and hope. But you know, every time I've tried to do a easy fix, it's never worked. But we'll try it. I just wish I could build a perfect airplane one time without any mistakes or touch-ups or any nonsense. Basically, I've taped it off the easy way. Once I get this other square on it, I'll sand it with some 600. That was 320 that I used the first time. And paint's already mixed up in the gun. The orange, we'll lay it down and basically see what happens. Nope, I gotta go around the end here. Anybody in the room with me? Nope. This is an interactive show, guys. Okay, so this is 320. I've taken the CA and wicked it underneath where it pulled up, so it won't. You know, I don't think it's going to work, but sure it'd be nice if it was acceptable. Yeah, that's what it is. That Brodak primer, because that's where it pulled up to. Wish I wouldn't have used that now. Oh well. What I get for using stuff I'm not used to using. Okay. Get some a piece of 600. Yeah, 600. Might get lucky. Might make a mess. And it would be right on the top too. I mean, right where you can see it, right out in the open. So I'll shoot a little bit of orange on it. Let's see what happens. Now that one fixed, but the other one didn't because I didn't sand it good enough. So might be all right. I don't recommend you do it, but I'll see how it looks. If it doesn't come out except where I can clear over it and sand it smooth, I'll sand it all back down to bare wood and redo the whole thing. So we'll turn it around and do the other USA on the other side. I found all my India inks, red, white, and black, so we're going to be doing some trick inking on this one. I did the canopy today. You can see this is metallic blue with a black shade around the bottom. And that'll be the only place that metallic blue is going to be on the airplane, right there. A Wendy suggestion saying that the canopy should be a color that's nowhere else on the airplane. So that's all right. We can use Wendy. Come on. There we are. I should have saved that piece of paper. Now. Oh well. All right, come on, you. This is just a guide. That's the bottom here will be red. So that guides that I can get this right in the middle or thereabouts. Okay. This might work out. Depends. You know, depends how the rest of the airplane comes out. If the rest of the airplane comes out great, and that's the only piece that needs to be redone, I'll redo it. Otherwise, it's serviceable. It's just not perfect. So the 6 o'clock stream does not seem to be a success. It seems that we've had like 3 watchers. I think I'll run the 6 o'clock tonight, but I think from now on we'll just do the 9 o'clock. What this does here is it gives me a bounding box, an approximation, so that they're even from side to side. I just eyeball them. Your eye wouldn't pick up the difference of a 32nd or whatever. Oh. All right, I'll paint that up. Any questions, just ask. Join the chat, ask in open chat. Someday I hope this thing takes off so we all start hanging out together. When I was a kid, I used to paint curbs, the numbers on the side of curbs, and I used to stencil them up just that way. I think I got $2.50 or $3 a curb. Big money back then. Okay. Butter rip tater chip. It's good for first coat. We'll give it a second or two to tack up and then come back and hit it with another coat. Pull the paper off. About that time, it'll be the end of the hour. Unless somebody will start interacting with me, I find it very hard to run for more than an hour, but I will be back at 9 o'clock to run the 9 o'clock session. And we had pretty good luck last night, 4 or 5 guys on. It was fun. That's it. So in this session, I painted both the USAs on. I half-assed repaired that flap, but I don't know if that's going to take or not. Well, that is yet to be determined. I have to go to the hobby shop and get a super fine brush. I have to doctor up the letters here. Do that or ink them, and I don't know that I want to do that. Remember what I told you? You saw how fast I just sprayed it on. You know it's not dry, but I've taken the stencil off. And the reason for that is if you don't, you let it dry, it has a possibility to fully paint up around it. Somebody say, well, you're full of shit. No, these are all my experiences. You know, you guys can do it any way you like. Okay. Then when the paint completely dries, you come back with a credit card and card it off. Takes the little hanging chads off. There we go. Let's see how the flap repair came out. And I really wouldn't know until I cleared it. But yeah, it'll be all right. I think I'll give it another coat though. Yeah, if you can't see it, it's not bad. I might have to doctor up the black, depending. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it's a whole lot better than it was. I think I'll just hit it with the clear and sand it smooth. Hopefully that'll do it. See what it looks like. Sometimes you'll find when you do these repairs, when you get in a spot like this, when you take up the mask, the back mask, it'll pull the paint up there. So then you're screwed. And if it does that on this one, I'll strip it down with bare wood. The first thing you do for me after a repair like this is I'm going to spray this with thinner. 100% straight thinner to melt it all together, and then hit it with clear dope. Hopefully that'll bond it up. Yeah, I can see it lifting there. I'm going to have to be 100% careful. We'll see. But if you were here last night, you'll know that I called this when I was doing it. I knew it was going to do something like this. Looks like I might pull it off. Yeah, I pulled up a little bit of the black there. Damn! See it? Pull up a little spot of the black there. I think if I dab it with a little brush, that black there, and then hit it with 100% thinner and get it floating thinner real good, and melt it all together. We might save it, but if it doesn't, I'll repaint the flat. Gonna be anyway. I know me, I can't live with that. Just knowing that it's not perfect, but at least you get it on there and see what it looks like. Yeah. Yep, it's getting repainted. Damn. Oh well. If it would have come out okay without that little spot in it, I might have let it slide, but that means it's gonna come across. I might have to repaint that 20 farther. Because I've got to come across that flap for the stripe that goes back here to the stabilizer. I have looked high and low for my artist brushes and I can't find them. I need to fix that there, the little pampa thing. Spot there, spot there. I don't know, too critical, I guess. I think it's gonna look pretty good though. Pretty good combination of if I can get it to act right. So that was our 6 o'clock broadcast. Thank you all for watching. Come on back at 9 o'clock. Have your camera ready, your microphone ready. Join the chat. There'll be 4 or 5 of us here, hopefully. So we'll see you in a couple hours.